Welcome to the Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbor podcast, where the sun's always shining and the stories are even brighter. Each episode, we bring you closer to the neighbors, local legends, and beachside businesses that make Fort Myers Beach the slice of paradise we all love. Pull up a beach chair, grab a drink, and let's meet the people who make this island feel like home. We want to send out some island love to Eric Tibbs from Edward Jones, State Insurance USA, and Home Well Care Services Fort Myers. They are the businesses that allow us to share the soul of our community with every listener, from local stories to the positive vibe of island life. Here's to celebrating all that makes Fort Myers Beach the slice of paradise we all love. Here's your host, Cabo Jim Schaller.
Welcome, good neighbors. Today we have good neighbor Brett Palladino from Luna Digital Services. Welcome.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Excited about sharing your information and story with our listeners. So I guess without further ado, let's jump right in, and why don't you share a little bit about what Luna Digital Services is?
It's an IT outfit in South Florida that, is helping nonprofit businesses. It's kind of niched into that demographic where, for all the clients we have, the typical starting line is, I was promised this and ended up with something different. So
always that was that way, right?
And that doesn't really matter that if it's nonprofit or a for-profit. It's just, there seems to be a lot of, companies that promise the world and underdeliver. We're kind of an outfit that, everyone knows Fifth Ave for restaurants, right? Everyone knows there's great food there, but then you find a hole in the wall in like the outskirts somewhere, like, oh my God, that food was so good. We're kind of that like hole in the wall company where, you find someone who's a real IT partner, a real IT alliance and advisor, and, someone that gives you real solutions, brings you into the game of, what's going to make a major impact and major change in your business.
So you're actually saying you handle and you provide customer service?
Yeah, it's weird.
Right? Especially nowadays, right?
Yeah. There's no robocalls, no automated customer support.
It's you. And
old school all the way around.
That is great. So let's back up your story a little bit. How'd you get involved in all this?
I'm young and old enough to remember the passbooks when you used to walk into the bank and the transfer money between accounts. Remember the old typewriter you'd hear as you're transferring money? What started the idea was, getting it, like being able to send money to the other side of the world at your fingertips, right? Technology hasn't allowed that. And that's kind of where it started for me, where you think about how much easier your life gets, in every aspect, whether it's sending money abroad or, emails. I mean, just everything in everyday life is just, everything is technology fed, and it's streamlined processes and created a lot more efficiencies. Prior to my tech background, I was in construction. So, I got in at a time where they were still snail mailing as-builts. What I mean?
Yep.
Yes. Too. But again, now every industry across the world is sharing data digitally, and technology is at the forefront to be thanked for that. So it's.
And people need to understand that things are changing, things are evolving, much like Fort Myers Beach. A lot of things are changing, and developing and becoming new. But let's talk about the challenges. Obviously, going from construction to IT, that's a big change. That's a big leap.
The ineffectiveness in construction is what got me interested in IT. I was always rebuilding computers, writing programs. I just always kind of had a gift for development, for coding, for writing programs, building graphics. And in my construction days, over 10 years ago, it became I'm working 50, 60 hours a week. How can I do this, from home? How can I do this where I get the, drive to clients' buildings and, just enjoy the ride, help them improve their processes, help them get them online and streamline a lot of what they're doing. And then came the IT of, being able to be remote and not be in the same office for 20 years.
Yeah.
Change the scenery.
Exactly. Big difference.
Yeah. Very big. But yeah, that's what brought that. And I enjoy taking people. Listen, I wish no one got burnt. I wish everyone got what they were promised and what they paid for, but that's just not the story. It seems like that's not the reoccurring theme with us. So I enjoy helping people, when you finally get them to, we work with several nonprofits and for-profits. But so, when you take them from a place of, I paid this, I didn't get it, I can't work with what I have, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to begin. I need someone that's going to help me get my business going, digitally. And we build websites that, for a variety of different industries. But we built websites that we turn them on and they're getting leads.
It makes a difference, right? When you do it right.
It does. If it's done correctly and done properly, you'll get leads all day. But there's a lot of businesses that don't put the time and the commitment into building a product correctly, and then it's not an effective strategy long term. But we get to take people who are disappointed with their last IT provider, and now we're shaking up their world with being able to provide real solutions in real time, that solves their pain points.
So along those lines, let's touch on the myths or maybe misconceptions surrounding what you do that most people might go, well, I don't need to do that, or
So when people ask me what I do, I always go to IT, because IT is very broad. What we do is very broad, from things like help desk, from web design and web development, managed services, which is cloud management, storage, cloud migrations, meaning going from a little in-office computer to having endless scalability in the cloud. So there's a wide variety of services that we help with. There's not enough time in the day to explain what all of them are.
Right. Yeah.
While that can be a mouthful, what's also nice is you get one technology alliance that can help you in every step of the way. Whether you need a website to get your business online, or you need your computer's malfunctioning, you need someone to help correct a program error, or it's just to be able to consolidate and have one trusted partner in your corner. It's really, it cuts a lot of the fat out. It cuts a lot of getting to know multiple vendors and finger pointing. No, they're responsible. It's just, there's more accountability. So it just all around creates a great service offering, and we enjoy seeing our clients happy.
That's the important part. So there's a lot. It's technology, so there's a lot that's always changing. Are there certain things that are maybe more recent, trending?
In the Web 2 space, there's Web 2 and Web 3 is, my background. So Web 3 is more blockchain, and the Web 2 is more of, the websites and the mobile apps and the e-commerces and web designs and help desk and all, those services. A lot of companies are seeing the benefit of having a technology arm as a third party that can provide the support without having to fully fund the cost of having it 40 hours a week. And for them, it's beautiful, because they don't, if technical issues are low, they're not funding someone, 160 hours a month to be there just in case. You get an on-demand support, on call, help desk, used as need. So huge cost savings for businesses, no matter what your profit status is, no matter what your size is. We really shine in the small and medium market niches because, we were a startup at one time. We know the pains, we know the struggles, we know how everything's, when you're first beginning, a lot of it's out of reach. And you're like, I have this great product, I have this great service, I have this great offering, but I can't get it anymore because it's all $80,000+. We, and I guess in a selfish way, with how we accommodate small businesses is we enjoy being a part of that success story, being a part of an up and coming innovative idea, or taking a company from, still doing their accounting on Excel sheets, little notebooks, to running full bore in cloud-based servers. It's easier for them. It's remote. You're sick one day, you don't want to go to the office, you can just sign in. It's just, we tell us your pain points. We'll tell you your roadmap.
Technology is a wonderful thing. You just use it the right way. So are you from Southwest Florida originally?
Originally, no. I've had family here since the 80s. Okay. I've been down here pretty much my entire childhood. So I guess I'm not a stranger to South Florida.
There you go.
I guess I can't say I'm native either, but what a great place, great people, great communities.
That's why we live here, kind of paradise. Speaking of which, I know owning your own business can be very demanding of your time, but when you do get a free moment, what do you enjoy doing outside of work?
Hanging out in the community with friends, going out, shaking hands, meeting people, talking about, it's amazing who you can meet down here in passing. Whether it's, the wife of, Ford Motor Credit, I met her at Esplanade.
Wow. Right.
Just, there's so many walks of life here. It's just such an interesting, plethora of people and careers and, major Fortune 5,000 corporation CEOs that come through here. It's just an amazing.
Yep.
The weather is amazing in itself, but the people you meet make it all that more enjoyable.
Exactly. It's a very nice melting pot. You can belly up to a bar and you never know who you're going to be sitting next to, but it's going to be interesting one way or the other. So
right.
So is there one thing you wish our listeners knew about Luna Digital Services that maybe they're not too aware of?
I'm sorry?
Is there one thing about Luna Digital Services that our listeners probably wouldn't know, but they should be aware of?
Luna Digital Services does, like we've already said, it does a plethora of different services, but really, you don't just get a service provider, you get a partner. So if there's something you don't know, if there's something you need help with, if there's something you're like, I'm having this issue, I don't know what to do about it, I don't know how to get out of this situation. Like we are your alliance, your ally, your guide, if you will, to fix your current situation. We've taken clients where they've had to let past providers go and they are in some troubling situations as far as risk data. And we come in and we get them migrated, we get them moved, we get them backed up, secured, and it's, we shine where a lot of other providers seem to fail. And that's something we hang our pride on. And, getting a customer who went from, I'm researching things at 10, 11 o'clock at night. I'm not going to bed till 2:30 in the morning because I'm worried about what's happening in my office. Am I going to lose my data? Where is it backed up? I don't have access to anything. We're just, we come in and, we fix all those, oh crap moments.
Yep. Give you that peace of mind at the end of the day, right? Yep. And
if you don't have the peace of mind, you can't be at your best. You can't operate at your best with clarity, with focus, with drive, with ambition, because you're just so consumed with what's going to go wrong.
Yep. Positive. We got to think positive, right? That's what it's all about.
And backups is huge in nonprofits because, donor databases. That's one of the most critical operating parts and components to the nonprofit is, your donors.
Yep.
And the small businesses, a lot of places think that you need to be, in Amazon or an IBM to afford these services. And it's really not the case. Your price points are based off complexity. Do you have 3 users in your office? Do you have 300? Right. It's all scalable. It's not, you need to be, a multi-million-dollar entity to afford the services that are out there. We work with small businesses all day, every day. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So how would somebody get a hold of you if they had questions, concerns that they wanted to address?
The website, lunadigitalservices.co. There's a booking link on there. You can book a time with us. Just fill out some questions and, we'll set up a time to meet, whether it's in person or online. We have our number on there as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Well, any last words for our listeners today?
If you're not happy with your current IT, you know who to call.
There we go. I know a guy.
Have a conversation.
Perfect. Well, Brett, it's been a pleasure getting to know you and your business. Thank you for being such a good neighbor, and we'll see you out in the community here soon.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks for tuning in to the Fort Myers Beach Good Neighbor podcast, where community meets paradise. If you loved what you heard, share it with a friend and keep the good vibes going. Until next time, stay sunny, stay salty, and keep being a good neighbor. Also, to nominate your favorite neighbors, local legends, heroes, or island businesses to be on the show, go to CaboWaboGym.com, that's CaboWaboGym.com, or call 239-427-4100. We want to send out some island love to Eric Tibbs from Edward Jones, State Insurance USA, and Home Welfare Services Fort Myers. They are the businesses that allow us to share the soul of our community with every listener, from local stories to the positive vibe of island life. Here's to celebrating all that makes Fort Myers Beach the slice of paradise we all love.